Not fun, but a different kind of invasive.
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing an endoscopy and a colonoscopy, and I'm hoping they don't use the same tube. But if they do, I hope they do
Uh,
the mouth first.
like, nah, who doing the buffers? But it's number two. And
That's exit only. Dude, how you been doing?
pretty good. Today was a slow day at work, or it's kind of in the waiting period for stuff to be deployed. So it's like, okay, team two, which I'm on, is the ones doing test executions. Zero tests to execute. And they're like, well, if there's no test executions, do peer review. It's like, but the other team's supposed to be doing peer review.
Oh my fucking
And it's like,
Lord
okay,
Jesus
well,
Christ.
I was like, all right, cool. Well, if they're doing peer review, will it cause a problem if we take from their work? And so when I was more amazed that they actually got shit to review because we were doing peer review last week and it felt like we got barely any fucking thing to do. So when I checked the like bucket of stuff to possibly peer review, that was going to be empty. We actually had a fair amount of stuff. It's like, all right, well, I'll take one, do it, and then wait 10 minutes and see if they're just burning through it like they would usually do if they're working on it. 10 to 30 minutes later, like nothing got changed. So it's like, all right, I guess they're not fucking doing it. So I guess I'll do it.
Uh,
The thing is, like, they say test prep, but test prep means actually making tests and stuff. But because they don't allow us to make tests for the new guys,
uh-huh.
all we do is peer review. I was like, all right, I guess we're just doing peer review.
Okay. Fuck.
I was like, all right, well, I have shit to read on Amazon Kindle on my phone, I guess. So I guess I'll just read that. Like getting back pain from hunching over my desk to read because when I do the actual work, I lean back on my chair, but when I'm reading on my phone, I hunch over the desk because I don't want
Uh,
to be leaning back reading my phone, like pissing off any boss that comes over, looking like I ain't doing shit. I
oh
was
my
like, man, I'm getting
dude.
back pain from the lack of work.
No, that's a new kind of pain right there.
I
Oh my dude.
was like, I ain't gonna complain because I'm not gonna try and be like, what are you complaining about? There ain't work to do. Oh, damn. I guess we hired too many people. Bye.
Oh no, you don't say that.
Yeah. Like that's the wildest part. They hired like a couple people a week before I joined, then me, and then they hired another lady not too long ago, like maybe 2, 3 weeks max out. And today they had another person join. So the problem is like, bro, there's ain't shit to do between me and the guy next to me.
Yeah.
So what exactly am I gonna tell these like the the lady who was like hired a week or two ago?
Yeah.
She did all the new joiner stuff. She's did that, so she's like, "What do I do now?" It's like, "Well, if there's stuff to do, here's how you do this." And like, I explained how to do peer review and the stuff. I was like, "But if there's not, here's some online training stuff. Here's the site for online training you can look at to look at how to do different coding stuff or anything you want to learn because it gets slow."
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you, Miss Lady.
it's like she didn't understand. Like she understood, but didn't get how bad it was. Until like she came to be like a day or two later. It's like, is there anything to
Managed to
do? And I'm
locate
just like,
calls for aid.
not at the
Only
moment.
you can answer, Helldiver.
That's why I showed you the online training stuff. Because otherwise, you're staring into the void, all for a job where they say they don't do work from home. Because goddamn, I feel like we're so productive.
Oh my god.
But fuck it. The worst part is there is stuff to do. There is a lot of test cases and things to make test cases, but we're not allowed to make test cases as the new guys.
And what's
I
the
did bring that up to my like QA manager. Like there's three managers for like each of the different teams. And I brought that up to mine. He's like, "Yeah, they're kind of being sticklers about that, but maybe we'll see if we can get you guys to work on some stuff." But it's like, "Okay, maybe if whatever." Just just wanted to bring it to your attention in case you ever come at us asking why it looks like we're just staring into the void. And the sad part is, even for the veteran dudes that are doing all the test cases, I feel bad for them because they'll straight up have questions, and because the third party vendor that all this is going to
Uh-huh.
doesn't have like the requirements and stuff ironed out, these guys are used to doing waterfall method, so they're used to having requirements and everything ironed out months in advance,
Yeah.
and it ain't. So it'll be questions during like defect tracking of like, is this intended or is this a bug?
Feature.
And it's like, well, we're not entirely sure yet because Risk hasn't come back to tell us how this or this will be decided. It's like, alrighty, put a pin in that.
Dude.
That's just hilarious to me, where it's like, all right, it feels like a lot of this shit isn't ironed out on what exactly is gonna happen, and that leads to bottlenecks. And then there's the bottleneck of there's stuff that we could be making tests for, but only X amount of people in the team are allowed to do that. So then you hire more people as QAs because you technically do have a lot of work, but it's bottlenecked to that there's barely any coming through the well, like through the pipe for all of us to have shit to do. Because like these peer reviews don't take long. Because we don't know the requirements and shit, we're basically just looking at it and saying that it reads right, all right. We don't know
Yeah.
if it's actually like this is the process that works. It's just like,
Oh,
all right, well, even in the test cases, they'll be like, this may not be the exact wording as it should be at pilot or whatever, but yeah, this is from like whatever demo image we were given may not be accurate, which has happened. So it's like, all right, well, on the navigation will be made for like just desktop, but then we'll be testing mobile applications and other stuff, and the navigation that is different. And it's like, hey, should I fail this test because the navigation ain't work like doesn't make sense for this at all because it was basically just copy pasted from the PC. And they're like, if it reads well, like if it common sense reads well enough, go just pass it. I was like, all right, fuck, I'm doing it live. I was like, if you
Oh
want, we
my
could have probably put the
God.
time in to edit. Like, I know you don't trust us to make tests, but we probably could have just edited these navigation test steps. But whatever, fine.
Yeah.
The worst part is, on top of that, the Risk or whoever the fuck makes changes without announcing it. So just today, it was like Risk made a change to this, which changed other like straight up just made a whole fuck ton of tests not even possible. And it's just like, all right, well, was there prior notice? Nope. Just told us today. It's like, good to know. I
Ah.
put a meme in of fucking Vader saying the deal has changed. I pray it doesn't change further. It was like, oh man. Yeah, or they'll make a change to the UI without giving us much of a heads up. And it's like, all right, well, all the navigation steps are fucking wrong now because you changed the entire layout of this shit. I was like, so should I pass it now that the UI is fucking changed? I know I can't edit the test steps to change the new UI. And it, on top of that, a whole lot of tests have just been set as passed, but now we don't know because on top of that UI change is like, does it actually still function after the UI change? Shit's all sort of just like, all right, well, that just fucked over like a month of work because who knows if shit works after you just massively change it that much? And why the fuck did we change the UI so massively in between, in the middle of going through the testing phases? So,
Dude.
yeah. It's a whole lot of like my coworkers who care, like it's rough to say like I don't care, but it's kind of like this doesn't affect me in an emotional way that I'm just like, "Oh my God." Because I'm just like, I don't care. If I need a job, I'm not gonna react to this as if it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly this retarded shit. That's why I have a job. But they like everyone just kind of looks at it who's been into the IT field and QA stuff long enough. They're just like, what the hell?
Like, we've
And
seen this before.
yeah,
We know
so
how
like
it ends.
it's like the guys around me are kind of just flabbergasted and reacting to it more, and then I'm just like, the freaking this is fine dog.
This is fine.
because I'm like, well, y'all don't give me control over any of this shit, and anyone with a brain can tell you how this affects the development process. But my opinion ain't worth shit over here. So anyway, where's my paycheck?
Yeah, just give me money. I'll just sit here like a good boy.
It's like y'all at this point, y'all are paying me to sit and read on my phone because there ain't shit to do, and now I'm just getting annoyed because I spend gas money to be here, and gas is expensive.
Yeah.
Like I had to travel an hour there, an hour back each day through traffic because morning traffic and then afternoon traffic because they have the perfect schedule for me to hit traffic when I leave. And it's like, all right, just doing that to go stare at the fucking screen. When I asked, like, do we do work from home? No. Well, what if it's like bad weather? Then you have to ask for permission and hopefully it gets approved, and then you basically get okay to work from home that day. Like, cool, Leo. So if there's a fucking flood warning like the last time that happened, and I drove over to work and it was like, why am I risking my ass for this? Good to know that instead of common sense showing that there's weather reports all over the goddamn city of floods, that I have to ask permission and hope it gets approved for me to fucking not have to then drive my sorry ass into work.
Oh my
And it's
god.
like, and I make 3.33 hours of PTO per paycheck, so it'll take fucking a month and a half to get 1 day of work off, so I better hope that I accrue that and have the rainy day appear after that shit. So it's just like, it's a whole lot of just wondering about the decisions made, but knowing that I don't give nearly enough of a shit to risk my ass and income for it.
Nah.
And to some extent, I can't even blame like my bosses on some of it because it's like they're a company that's used to doing only waterfall. So them not having stuff prepped in time is mainly because the vendor that they were supposed to get the requirements and shit from was dragging their feet on getting it. And they were working on some other project and now they're here. So they've been forced into doing agile because they didn't get what they usually had in time. And their vendors work in agile methods, so they're being forced to become like hybrid when they're used to being waterfall. And me and the new guys are all used to agile methods, so we're just like, y'all live like this? I understand this isn't how y'all expect it to operate, but for fuck's sakes, we don't have a Kanban board or Jira board or any of that shit. Literally, you'll go into the morning meetings. It's like, all right, team one's working on test execution, team two's working on test prep. What are you working on? And what the fuck can I say? But I'm working on test prep or I'm working on test execution. That's it. There's no detailed analysis. I don't have a fucking bucket of shit that tells me what exactly I'm testing or anything. It's just I'm doing test prep this week apparently. All right, coolio, good enough. And like one of the guys just sounds so, he's been there for a while, but he just sounds so done with the idea. Just like same old, same old. You just hear it in his voice of like, why are we spending time explaining this shit? It's not like some motherfucker's gonna work on. I'm working the grill today, guys.
Dude, it's so disorganized.
Like disorganized, maybe. It's more like organized into a way that makes you scratch your head.
How did you get here?
Because there's a logic to it, but it doesn't work.
Exactly, there's a logic to it. But the logic is yes.
Yeah. So that's been my day. So I can't really say it's stressful. It's just one of those where you have to sit back and laugh at the chaos because it's not chaotic for you. You just know this shit isn't tenable as a way of doing things. Like some of the guys are still like, yeah, our release date's this date, and I'm just like, there ain't no fucking way we're hitting that when we don't even have any of some of this shit tested, and it seems to be a massive part of the infrastructure. It'll be like external accounts because it's banking. I'm working like with SSFCU banking software. And all they're doing is moving their legacy version of it over to a third party called Alchemy. And Alchemy is expected to handle all the banking stuff that you would expect for like their app and their website. but some of the shit isn't set up to work. All right, we're in user acceptance. Like some of the shit isn't set up to do like external accounts. So a huge chunk of all the tests were that, from verification to testing that it can work to do blah blah blah. And it's like, all right, block, 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 and you're like, all right. Y'all think we're gonna hit this delivery day, but a massive amount of shit is blocked. And if you think it's gonna be a safe idea to test this later,
No.
all right. They're like, it'll be ready in QAT. It's like, oh fuck, all right, good luck. Or some of the shit they've really said, like it'll be ready in pilot, or that's where we'll test a pilot. It's like your money.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a match. Or do you just want to chat and?
Honestly, dude, the sleep just hit me hard.
That's fine, dude. Go get some rest, and I'll just watch some anime or read or something before bed.
Yeah, yeah.